Okay, hi everybody. Welcome. It's me, Dr. Bob here. Hey, it's finals week. How about that? Okay, first thing I want to discuss is yes, your final exam is due this week. Now, originally, I think I had December 2nd, which is a Friday, posted as the due date. But look, if it takes you up until the 3rd, sorry, I got some company coming over. If it takes you until Saturday the 3rd, that's fine. The only reason I bring it up is the sooner you could get it into me, the sooner I can grade it, and then I'll have your final exams ready to go next week when I input them. So anyway, okay, so the final exam. Basically, it's the same question, but it's asking you about your choice of four different topics. And those topics are marriage and family, race and gender, social change. I'm sorry, I said race and ethnicity, gender, social change. You may have written about those topics before, either in the discussion board or your midterm, and that's fine if you want to use that information again. I have no problem with that. Just rework it into your final exam format. And the format is this. It's asking you to pick one of those topics and then to analyze it. And in your analysis, it should include the definition in one of the three sociological perspectives. And they are functionalism, conflict theory, or symbolic interactionism. Remember, functionalism is all about how society is structured in a way where the institutions of society perform important functions in our lives. And when all of these institutions are working together, then society continues to exist. And I mean, this is evident. We see the same institutions over and over again for centuries, for thousands of years, right? Family, education, economy, religion, the polity, which includes the government and all of that, and mass media. And so in some form or another, those have all been around for many, many, many generations. So obviously there is something to that theory. One of the issues with functionalism is it tends to be what they call deterministic. In other words, because you uh, are experiencing these, you're a member of these different social groups within the institutions, right? That they somehow determine your behavior, your norms, your values, these things. Okay, so that's functionalism, macro-sociological, Emile Durkheim. All right, the next one is conflict theory. Conflict theory, again, comes from Karl Marx. He didn't call it that, but it's his ideas. The idea is that there are large groups in society. Remember, in his day, they were the bourgeoisie, the capitalists, the owners of the means of production, the factories, and the workers, the proletariats, right? The oppressed group. Marx's theory was that those in power of the economy, basically, will always use their wealth, their power, their status to maintain the status quo, and they'll do so at the oppression of other groups of people. Um, and some are using conflict theory now, for example, to analyze the latest US presidential election. We had a large number of people who were saying that they wanted a change in Washington, right? Yet the party candidate they voted for, if you think about it, is an elderly, 70-year-old, rich white male, right? And so is that really a change from those who have already, make up Washington, D.C., if you will? So that's how conflict theory is looking at it. Have they really changed the status quo? On the surface, it wouldn't appear so. All right. Or you might pick, and again, also conflict theory is macro-sociological. And I go like this because, it's big picture stuff, right? Symbolic interactionism or micro-sociological. They're small picture, if you will. They look at relatively smaller groups of society within society. In other words, we don't look at all racial group issues the same. And even within those groups, there are variations. And so we say, look at specific groups in society, how they interact, and how we interact with each other is through the use of symbols. Sometimes that symbol is the spoken word, right? Other times the symbol is in how we're dressed, the clothes we wear, how much money we have, those sort of things. Those are the status side of it. Okay, and all of those are symbols. And how we interpret those symbols, again, depends on the interactions we have with each other and the communication that brings. So that's symbolic interactionism. I don't know if I explained it well enough for you, but if you have any questions about anything on the final exam, remember, you only pick one. You don't have to answer all four questions. Please don't. And don't try to overwhelm me. I'll know if you got it or not. Just don't send me a paragraph. And lastly, I want to say this, and I know I've gone over my 5 minutes with you, and I hope I've encouraged you all to keep coming back to college. I know there's going to be obstacles out there for you. I know this, though, that all of you have mentioned at one time or another what your career goals were, if you will, your hopes, your dreams as far as academia is concerned. And the only way you're going to get there is if you keep coming back. So I wish you all well. If you have, again, any questions, comments, concerns, you have my email address. You can contact me. Yeah, some of you have my phone number. I think it's out there too. So if you need that, that's there as well. Anyway, if I don't talk to you again through another video chat, well, good luck to you all. Congratulations and keep coming back. Thanks. Bye.